Oh, okay. Thank you. To have a president who knows the things, it's much better, you see? You see? Yeah. All right, let's come to the employment capital management. All right, under human capital management, I asked a question. Question number one says, organizations today are at high competition. Hence, for an organization to gain a competitive advantage, must manage its employees as a capital. Discuss 5 components of human capital management. This one too was a straightforward one. The components of human capital management. Is this water or a drink or it's a Coca-Cola? Okay, fine. Okay, good. Yeah, for energy, you need some energy. You need some energy. Yeah, so the 5 components of human capital management are stated. You know, when I give you notes, I don't hide anything. The notes are very clear and straightforward. Unless if you have chosen not to read my notes and you read other things. Number 1 is about recruitment and selection issues. That's component number 1 if you are managing people as a capital. Okay? What is it that we're looking at the recruitment and selection? We're looking at how are you going to attract skilled employees and how are you going to attain these skilled employees. So the first part of it is about recruitment and selection. So in recruitment and selection, you have to select the best candidates. How do you do that? You do the interviews, okay? You do the interviews. First of all, you come up with a job description. Job description. You write down what is it that you want this particular person when he comes in to be doing. The second part of it is about job specification. What kind of qualification are you looking for this particular person to come and do the job? Because you may have a job and then this job requires someone who does know English. All right? Remember we had a girl from Mangochi. You're coming from Mangochi, Kadich. You remember this young girl who was an MP? And she's still an MP. She, serious? Okay? Now, you remember the first day when she went into parliament? It was terrible. She couldn't speak good English. It was really terrible. But we could understand where she's coming from, okay? Yeah. But later on, I don't know what has happened to her. Anapopuzira? Okay? Amapuzira kuti? Okay? Okay? And then she speaks very good English, very fluent, and even the tone itself. It's not like somebody from Mangoji. You guys, you cannot beat her. You cannot beat her this time around. You see? Yeah. So what we're trying to say is that as you are recruiting someone, try to make sure, be open to say, this is the kind of qualification that we're looking at. I'm sure it is to the negligence of the government just to take. Is he having an MSc? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think in his mind, because she's young. No, it's 22. She's young. Okay. Like, he should be reading Mbuyo, we are fire the face. So now, I'm not doing mambo yake wanatuka akupanga zake. Okay. Okay, but is it for better or for worse? It's for worse because she don't even go. Ah, my goodness, that's very bad. Yeah, that's very bad. Who has bewitched her? Who has bewitched her? Ah, she's married now. She has a fiancé, or maybe. She has a kid, but okay, fine. Now. Yes. Hey. Yeah. So, so you as HRs, you must make sure that you are able to recruit people that are qualified, that are fit for your job. So that's why we need to have job description first, and then job specification. And then from there, you write an advert to say, we are looking for someone with these qualifications. And this someone with this qualification, when he comes in, this is what he's going to do. So you describe all these things onto the advert. Then from there now, you allow applications to come in. After applications have come in, you sift them, the application. You sift the applications. After sifting the applications, you now call for interviews. After calling for interviews, you select the best candidate, and then you offer him or her a job. After offering him or her a job, you do orientation. After orientation, then you offer a complete job, a full-time job, and thereafter training and development. After training and development, you give them rewards, compensations, okay? And then thereafter, you can now do a succession plan. So that's the trend. That's how you do recruitment and selection. These are very, very important. Yes, these are components of human capital management on how you can be able to manage the people. Number 2 component, we have already talked about that, is training and development. After one has been recruited and is inside now, he must be familiar with whatever is done in the organization. Whatever you're doing in the organization, this particular man, this particular girl or woman or what must be familiar with whatever is happening. So you need to develop him, you need to train him. And then another component is the issue of performance management. Everyone's performance must be well managed, because if you don't manage their performances, they can either run away from you or you end up losing production. You end up losing production. Therefore, we must be able to manage the performance of employees. How do you manage them? You do evaluations. Evaluations are done when? When are evaluations done? Which is wrong. Evaluation must be done on regular basis. On regular basis. It might be weekly, it might be monthly, it might be every 3 months, it might be 6 months. Okay? But you know, when your employee has failed, it is you who has failed as a manager, because you haven't checked about what he is doing or what she is doing. So it is important to regularly check what someone is doing. If you have got a daughter, your daughter must always be checked. How is she cooking nsima? If she fails to cook nsima, it means it's not you. I mean, it's not her who has failed. It's you who has failed. Yeah, so yo mugma sasati savora again the minute. Or yours mina inon musa satisfied. Do you know how to cook nsima? Do you know how to cook? It's not really Kamano because, for example, me, yes. My mom was like, yeah. So ndizaziwabeyo uzaziula mwina uli weka, and by that time probably you are married, and then your husband is looking forward to eat your nsima. And you know, I have been seeing some videos. A wife was asked to go and cook nsima, and immediately a wife would call a restaurant. Please. Yeah, something like that. A restaurant. Please. Oh, I'm ordering food. Bring the food. But when you come in, just come in quietly, and I will sneak out and get the food. So the girl would sneak out and get the food from these restaurants, and then put them on the table as though he's the one who has prepared that food. So yet she has just ordered it from the restaurant, and these things are happening. These things are happening, especially in places where both of you are working. You may not have time to cook, what. So when it is now that day time for you to demonstrate that you are a woman, uh, you fail to produce nsima. So what I'm saying here is that performance management is important. You must manage the performance of the individuals so that they are able to come up with a maximum production. Compensation and benefits, as we have already said, is another component of human capital management, ensuring fair pay and benefits. When somebody has worked for you, please chonde ziapatsane ndalama zokwanira zoti zikwanisa kudya pakhomo pawo ndi ana awo azipita ku school. Yes.
I don't watch it. So I heard this other lady. So I have been on the job all night. When I was able to talk about it, you can also cook because I don't like it. You can also cook and eat. And she's like, no, just give me the watch.
The money.
The food, I'll go cook at home.
Just give me the materials, I'll go and cook at home. Yes, the ufa. Okay.
I'll go cook at home. Why? Because you're working here. And you're supposed to eat here.
Yes.
She's like, no, I can't eat because my kids don't have food. And I'm like, you know what? You don't eat. Am I in that?
Are you a good employee or not? That's a question.
You don't eat because I can't be providing for your family.
What do you think? Is she a good employer or not? Yes. Is she a good employer? No, okay. When you hear such kind of stories, it means somewhere, somehow, things are not right. Okay? Yeah. Because what it means is that she's really in need. Do you give her a monthly salary? Or maybe after she has done the work, you pay her, isn't it?
No. She said that she will give it monthly salary. Okay. But then sometimes she can have monthly salary.
Okay.
And I can pay that.
Yes.
And the day she watched Korea against another Russell, because I was like, no.
Okay. Yeah, no, then that's wrong. She must be very much open. Otherwise, if she's doing like a seek and hide and seek, then that's not good. Okay?
Because the food she eats at my place,
yeah,
just no portion. But with the whole kumba,
So where do you eat yourself? You eat there? Is the one that cooks for you? Okay. Sometimes you do cook, sometimes not. And she comes how many days in a week? Once in a week. Okay, fine. So the moment she comes in, after she has done the work, she's paid right away there. Or she's paid at the end of the month. Okay. Amata would happen in between. Okay, fine. All right. Yeah, so at least that's much better. That's much better. What you also need to do is to find out about her home. Is she alone there? How many people are there? What about the husband? What is he doing? So the supply of the husband is not enough to feed the family. Oof. Yeah, things like those we must do. Another component is employee relations, meaning that there must be a positive relationship, uh, and we must be able to address workplace issues. So the relationship between us and our employees must always be good, and this is very important. Chifukwa, if your relationship is not good between you and the employees, aza kuigirani tamiki. As a weekend damage, and it will be very dangerous to you, and it will be a great loss to your family members. So it is better for you as a manager that the relationship between you and those are good, and those are good. Workforce planning, and after you've done that, you need to plan for the needs that are there. Human resource planning. You must plan for the next year, for the 3 years to come or 2 years to come. So these are components of human capital management. Question number 2, we talked about why is human capital management very important, especially in the 21st century. Discuss 5 reasons. Why is capital management very important in the 21st century? Okay? I'm sure kuti munabalalika in the 21st century, but the issue is about the importance of human capital management. Why is it important? Yeah, especially here in the 21st century. You look at the competition which is there, isn't it? There's a high competition today, whereby if you think you have arrived, I tell you, you haven't arrived, because there's a big competition. If you go around the universities today, there are so many universities, and if you don't retain the best lecturers, then you suffer, because this one will go to another place looking for a green pasture. And you do agree with me, because now this is your 3rd year, if not 4th year now at this place. Okay? Have we ever had the same people throughout the years? Modzeka has left, eh? The Modzeka, I mean, has been there from year 1 up to date. You see? So where are the rest? This is where now we must be very, very careful as organizations to make sure that we manage people as a capital. Because if you don't manage people as a capital, in this century, 21st century, definitely they'll run away from us. Okay? So, what a question. The answer is no, okay? The answer is no. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a competition around. And therefore, as managers, we must make sure that we retain the employees that we have. And retaining the employees that we have is through capital management. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, issues of orienting a new employee to the system is very important, because it is when one can know that he has arrived. Motivation of employees is one of the importance of human capital management, because if you don't motivate the employees, then the production will go low. So you need to manage people as a capital so that the people are motivated. Also talk about the increasing the efficiency of employees, that individuals are in a position to contribute more towards the system, eventually increase the overall productivity of the organization. So if you play your games, your cards well, definitely there will be an increase in efficiency to the employees. So we must, and it's a must, that we manage people as a capital. The other one is question number 3, talks about scholars have been debating about the differences between human resource management and human capital management. In your own understanding, discuss the differences between human resource management and human capital management. Munabalalika sonchani muntu oti mwayiona and instead of kuti muyiwerenge bwino bwino muyione kuti zimakhala bwanji yes. Yeah, so when we talked about the focus, we talked about the direction the HR is taking and the direction human capital management is taking. Okay, so that's the focus. Where is HRM focusing, and where is human capital management focusing? So in this case, under the scope, we are saying that human resource management is mainly focusing on the administrative work, administrative tasks. Okay, these are issues like payrolls, making sure that aliyense walandira salary, issues of benefits, making sure that aliyense akulandira ma benefit tag, making sure that everyone is compliant with the rules and regulations of the organization. So these are issues of administration, and human resource management focuses much that side, that area. While the human capital management focuses much on the broader approach, emphasizing employees as variable assets and aligning human resource practices with overall business objectives. In other words, they focus much on what benefit can we gain as an organization through these people. Okay? Yes. While the human resource management, they're focusing on administrative issues. But human capital management is focusing on what is it that we can gain as an organization from these people. So in this case, human capital management looks at the skills of these people. They look at the knowledge these people are having, okay? They look at the innovation, the new ideas that these people are having, so that these things can be brought into the organization and be able to change the face of the organization, and be able to change the status of the organization, and be able to bring to a level where the organization will say, yes, here we are. So human capital management is much focusing on that, utilizing people's skills and knowledge. Okay? While the human resource management is not trying to utilize the skills and knowledge of the people, they are simply there to do administrative work. Alipidwa, salipidwe, wawela unshito lero, that's all. But human capital management is more than that. When talk about the issue of scope, is the issue of providing core HR functions to small and medium-sized businesses. That's human resource management. They are providing human resource functions. Human resource functions in the recruitment is so that's about human resource functions. And the human resource management is much focusing on that area. While human capital management focuses much on the entire employee life cycle, which includes global compliances and international payroll needs for large enterprises. So human capital management is concerned with the whole cycle of an employee in an organization. Mina kulowera ndi mina azatulukire. So that cycle, the whole cycle, it is very important to a human capital manager. So that is another difference. Another one is strategic perspectives. Human resource management concentrates on managing people within the organization, while human capital management aims to maximize employee value by developing skills and talents to achieve organizational goals. Pamene poponde kuti your human capital manager samanyengererayi makes sure that this particular person is well skilled, is well knowledgeable, and is competent enough to do the job for the betterness of the organization. Okay? For the betterness of the organization. So these are the differences between the people as a capital goes through a life cycle, as we said. With relevant examples, discuss the entire life cycle of managing. Okay? Discuss the entire life cycle of managing the employees in an organization. Here we're also talking the same things. Because the life cycle of managing people as a capital in an organization is the same thing. Recruitment and selection, training and development, issues of rewards, issues. This is the whole life cycle, okay? This is the whole life cycle. So that's the life cycle. So if you jump one step, that means life cycle jarani yadukana ndipo singapitirireso ega. That is a process, like a human being. For a human being to be born, what's the cycle? There must be a conception first, yes, and then that inception. From there, you give birth. Before you give birth, the baby grows, and then grows and grows and grows, and then you give birth. And after giving birth, a baby also grows, and then from there, kungudumpa popa mene popo nde kuti life cycle yaonongeka. Okay, number 5. Human capital management drivers act as a catalyst for an effective human resource management, making sure that every employee tries his level best to utilize his knowledge and skills to benefit his organization and become an indispensable resource in due course of time. Discuss the 5 major categories of human capital management drivers. So the drivers were there. There were 5 of them. You remember? Yes, we have leadership practices. That's driver number 1. A leader is the one who can make someone stay in the organization or run away from the organization. Remember that people don't leave organizations. People join organizations, but they leave managers. Yeah. So they leave managers. So here we're talking about driver number 1 is about leadership practices. If leadership is not good in terms of communication, inclusiveness, supervision, then it's likely that the people are not going to be managed as a capital. Driver number 2 is employee engagement. Employee engagement is the driver number 2, that the people should be well engaged in the organization. Otherwise, if they are not engaged, definitely they will run away. So we need to make sure that the people are engaged. That's driver number 2. Driver number 3, knowledge accessibility. Give chance to employees to gain knowledge. Knowledge accessibility. Give chance to employees to get knowledge. Don't stop them learning. They should learn all day. Okay? When you get married, please, your husbands should not stop you learning. You must continue learning. Learning until you die. Okay? Very important. From here, you do masters, PhD, you become a professor, and so on and so forth. Workforce optimization is driver number 4. Workforce optimization. We must be able to optimize our laborers, our workers. through the work processes, through working conditions. Our working conditions should be good. We must be accountable. We must hire individuals who are talented. We must be able to manage their performances. And then driver number 5 is learning capacity. Learning capacity. And the learning capacity, we're talking about innovations, trainings, career development, and others. And others. And then the last question says, talent management is one of the crucial activities in human capital management. Discuss the processes as of talent management. Talent management. I think it is there. I can't remember good in the part. We talked about talent management. Talked about, yes, talent acquisition. Yes, and then we talked about talent management. How to manage a talent. How to manage a talent. Yes, sir. Room 6, you know? Did in the negociation, so employment law. Naweza kutseka kutseka. And all right. So talent management, we're talking about issues of setting employees' goals and expectations, providing regular feedback, conducting performance evaluation, providing coaching, and so on and so forth. Then maximizing talent utilization in terms of employees must feel personally connected and engaged with the organization. Yeah, so that's all about talent management. Good. Now you can faint. Now you can start fainting.